Hey, co-reporters, welcome back to my channel. It was reported on Tuesday, August 15th, that former Teen Mom 2 star Jace Evans had run away and was missing. Jenelle Evans, who is his mother, who only recently regained custody of him just about, 6 months ago, she released a statement to TMZ claiming that Jace had run away from home because she and David took his phone away due to academic problems. So let's put up that statement, shall we? And really emphasize on the fact that she's claiming that the reason that he had run away was because she was having issues at school. So David and she decided to take his phone away. And that is when he decided to run off, implying that Jace had come home from school. The academic issues were discussed, and that Jace was not happy with the way in which Jenelle and David handled the situation, and that's why he ran away, right? Now, fast forward to yesterday, August 16th, and the Sun gets a hold of the official police report regarding Jace's disappearance. And why don't we take a look at a screenshot from their story discussing the report, shall we? So in the article, the Sun very clearly states that Jace had run away from school after a fight with his teacher, and that it was the school principal who called 911 to report him missing, which is a direct contradiction of Jenelle's initial claim, which is that Jace had run away because she and David took his phone away from him. Right. So it's very interesting at this point when I was like reading back and forth between the two articles, I was like, okay, well, why did Jenelle claim that she and David's parenting decision was the reason that Jace decided to ultimately run away? Right. And also he was at school with his phone. He didn't stop by the swamp before going missing. So where would she have gotten that idea from? It would have been perfectly fine for her to just say that she didn't understand what made him do it if that were the case, right? Like, it's impossible for a parent to know what's going through their child's mind, right? Let alone 24/7. And then again, I also got to wondering, well, did the school not fill her in on what happened? Did Jace sneak to get his phone back after she initially took it away earlier in the day? Was it just a coincidence sort of thing? Like, I don't know. The whole thing is incredibly odd. Mind you, Jace allegedly, well, according to this police report, went running into the woods after his altercation with the teacher, and he was found thanks to his Snapchat location being shared by a friend at school who followed him on that platform. And he had been in the woods for a total of 3 hours and 5 minutes when he was found. And police did actually have to deploy search dogs as well in order to help trace him. So now things get even weirder here, right? Because we've already got Jenelle's initial statement to TMZ directly contradicting what it is that happened, according to the police officers who responded to the 911 call that was sent in by the principals. Because, again, when you go back and you look at Jenelle's initial statement, you would wonder, well, if Jace ran away after a situation with you and David, then why didn't you guys call 911, right? All so strange. So her initial statement already directly contradicts what the police themselves are saying happened. And now let's get into what she's releasing on her social media platforms that only adds further confusion. On her Facebook page, Jenelle had this to say, and I quote, "My son was not found because of Snapchat," quote. "There are lots of rumors going around about what happened. I would like to take this time to give my son privacy and appreciate if the public would do the same. Thank you." It's very interesting that she's acting like these are rumors that are being spread around when the information about her son being found because of Snapchat was taken directly from a police incident report, which means that a responding officer who had firsthand knowledge and information of the situation put that information in there. So why is Jenelle disputing that, right? And then she further goes on to add more confusion in the comment section when someone tells her, "Listen, Jenelle, let me wait for this to load. Sorry, my thing's slow. I didn't know he was missing, but my bet is he was out finding you and the kid's a place to live. So you can leave the grown, useless one taking up space and finally allow you and the kids to be happy. Go easy on him. He's trying to escape you know who." Obvious obviously in reference to the Loch Ness Monster himself, right? And so in the comment section, Jenelle disputes what that person is claiming, right? Jenelle says that Jace never ran away from home. She tells the person that she has no idea what happened and to stop assuming because that is how rumors start. But I will direct you back again to the statement that she initially released to TMZ. How is she now saying that Jace never ran away from home when she initially said, and I quote, Jace got in trouble at school. We decided to take his phone away. And that's when he decided to run off. To me, that very clearly states that she's trying to, say that he ran away right in front of them, right? Because they took his phone away. And this would normally happen at home, right? So again, I don't know. Jenelle is not really making much sense when it comes to the Jace going missing situation. And I don't know. It's really strange to me. Again, if she wasn't aware of it or the school didn't do a good job of communicating with her what happened, I feel like she should have just been honest about that and said that up front. I don't think people are really expecting her to know everything immediately, right? But these statements that she's releasing now, they all just don't add up together at the end of the day. Again, I'm happy to hear that Jace is safe. It's really sad that he went missing in the woods for a whopping 3 hours. That sounds really dangerous to me, and it sounds really scary, especially for a child his age. Mind you, I'm maybe I don't know how old I am in comparison to him. Maybe I don't know, almost 20 years older than him, and I'd be scared in the woods by myself for even 30 minutes. So I can't imagine hiding out in there for 3 hours. He must have been hungry too. At 2 o'clock, you're in between lunch and dinner, man. You start to get to grumbling a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. Did anybody else did that stick out to anybody else as well? And what do you think that signifies in this entire situation? Is this a sign of Jenelle being a little bit out of touch with either Jace or the situation and then wanting to sound as though she isn't instead of just accepting that and being open about it? Perhaps she fears the judgment of people who already look at her through a microscope and would, really heavily criticize her for not knowing anything, right? I think that she should have just held out before releasing a statement to TMZ, because now I'm looking at her kind of funny with all of these things that she's saying. She's claiming that the cops are lying, that in this initial post here where she says that the Snapchat thing is a lie. And then she's also claiming that she herself is lying when she says that Jace did not run away from home, when that's pretty much what she said in her initial statement, right? And then again, she says in her initial statement that the reason that Jace ran away was because his phone was taken away. Meanwhile, he had his phone, right? And the police report and the principal who called the police are both saying that the reason why Jace ran away was because of a dispute at school with the teacher. How could she be so far off base in this situation? It's very, very strange to me. I wish she would just be honest and say, listen, I'm talking to Jace right now to figure out what happened, how I can support him. I'm talking to the school. I'm going to, march on down there to see how a discussion or a whatever between a teacher and my son could go so wrong. Right? This is very, very extreme behavior. And I hope that she is doing her very best to look into what happened and how to help support Jace moving forward, because, this is, like I said, quite startling. It's not something that you see every day. I know she says that it's a little boy thing, and kids will be kids. And it is true that, sometimes you do hear stories about kids running away and this and that when they're upset about certain situations, but that doesn't mean that it's not a serious thing to have happen nonetheless, right? I still think that whenever that happens, you should talk to the child in question and try to figure out what pushed them to take such an extreme course of action, especially when it comes to running off into the woods where, lots of bad things can happen, right? So I don't know. It's very sad, very scary, but like I said, thank God Jace is safe, and hopefully this doesn't happen again, you guys. What do you think about the situation overall? Make sure to let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. Oh, before I forget, one of you cuties said you like my new red lip in the comment section. I changed. I usually do the Sephora collection #1, but this is Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in number 20 Pioneer. Bye, guys. See you next time.